Welcome to your den or family room cleaning video. Feel free to play this and listen to my voice while you clean, listen and pause as you work through your tasks, or watch this video through and then clean, whatever suits you best. The den is the place you're supposed to kick back and relax in after work and life stuff is done for the day. It's the place to be lazy on weekends, and many of us, including me, eat and drink in the den too. Hey, it happens, and that's life. When we eat and drink in there, crumbs and spills are inevitable, and over time, our den items like remotes, controllers, blankets, and throw pillows can get crummy and gummed up. Dust gathers because the electronics in there too. Oh, and the pet beds usually reside in here as well, and that is an issue in and of itself. As with most spaces in a home, it's hard to relax when you're surrounded by a mess. And it's not a complicated area to clean, which is a bonus. So with a good cleaning and a few scheduled tasks over the year, the den will be kept in a beautiful, calm-inducing state. It's simple, and you can do this. In my den, the biggest repeat offenders are piled up papers, magazines, glasses, plates, and blankets, and upholstery that gets covered in pet hair, since my cats make themselves right at home in the den. Daily clutter is the biggest thing, and dust and pet hair are the secondary challenges. My seating area and furniture tops are my MIAs in the den. Head over to your den now. Have a look around and think about your MIAs, or your most important areas in here. What makes you frustrated, upset, annoyed, or grossed out when it's a mess? This is the first step of the Maker Method, and if you've got my book, I've got that easy MIA quiz you can fill out on page 7 to help you through this process. Take a minute to do this. It's important to know where you need to focus. Great. Now that you've done it, think about your cleaning plan in here. What are you going to focus on? What are the products, tools, and techniques that you need to use in this space? This is very important to figure out and saves you a ton of time once you get working. Now, something that really works for me is to visualize what I want. So go stand in the middle of your den and close your eyes for just a moment and imagine what your space would look like, ideally, if it were clean to your liking. If you can see this in your mind's eye, you're on the right track because you're setting your intention and having a clear picture of what your space looks like, only as clean as you want it to be. Well, that's half the work. What does the seating area look like? What does your media area look like? How are the remotes, controllers, and media consoles organized? How about your collection of games, board games, and DVDs? What do you do with your throw pillows and your blankets? How are they looking? How about that pet bed, if you're a pet parent? How do you want your floor to look? In your mind's eye, look up, around to the ceiling and corners, the light fixtures, across the furniture, TV area, and coffee table, and down at the floor. Review the den entirely with your eyes shut to get a clear picture of what you expect it to look like when you're done. Remember, it doesn't need to be perfect. Great, you've set your goal, and that's the level of clean you're going to work toward. Now we'll move on to the second step of the Maker Method, PTTs, or Products, Tools, and Techniques. Think about your upholstered pieces. Are they leather or fabric? What about your remotes, controllers, consoles, and flat panels? Think about all of this as you piece together your cleaning tools and products, making sure that you use the right products for the right surfaces. If you have any electronics, including flat screens and remotes or controllers, you'll need to use an electronics cleaner, and I've got a simple recipe on page 124 of the book. Make sure you're using a non-scratching microfiber cloth to clean any electronics and flat screens to avoid scratches. For the technique on how to clean flat screen TVs, visit page 123. When was the last time you reorganized your DVDs, board games, and video game discs? Well, I've got a whole routine for this very task on page 126. Think about what you want to accomplish during the cleaning and plan it out in advance. This is how the pros do it. So I recommend skimming this section of the book to get a good idea of how this cleaning is going to flow and what exact moves, products, and techniques you should employ. You can find it starting on page 115. To get yourself in the mood, consider playing music or a podcast, lighting a candle, or diffusing essential oils. Open a window if the weather permits. This always helps put me in the mood to clean. Make sure you're dressed comfortably, have used the washroom, have a drink prepared, and have everything distracting turned off. Right before you begin, look at your den and just remind yourself that in about 20 relatively painless minutes, it's going to look markedly better than it does now. It's going to feel better. You are going to be able to relax and enjoy this space with very minimal time invested. This is going to be the den you dream of, clean, fresh, and relaxing. So as we always do, head over to your starting point and begin your cleaning. Keep an eye out for those grimy areas like points of contact, as well as any smelly or dingy blankets or upholstery. When was the last time you moved your furniture to clean behind or underneath it? Is today the day? Perhaps so, but perhaps not. Choose your own adventure. This is cleaning that works for you. As you do your cleaning, keep an eye out for anything dusty or unattended to, like lampshades, baseboards, tops of picture frames, that kind of stuff. If you have plants in the room, you'll want to see page 132 for my proven plant cleaning technique. And this goes for artificial and real plants. If you have toys in your den, I've got a plan of action for how to properly clean kids' toys on page 135. Make sure the coffee table is clean, items like books, magazines, and toys are organized, and that all items are positioned in a way which makes them look neat and tidy. Does anything need to be laundered? Does anything need to be professionally cleaned? This is the time to pay attention and make a mental note. While cleaning, take a moment to evaluate the items you have as you clean each one and decide if you still like it and still need it in your space. Just this week, I was cleaning my den and removed a lamp that we've had for years. I just didn't like it anymore, and I didn't want to keep passively wondering what to do about it. The time had come to make a decision and take action. So without further consideration, into the donation pile it went. You can do this too. Constantly prune your space for items which don't appeal to you anymore and keep your space clean and clutter-free. As you're working, pause for a moment and just remind yourself how proud you are for dedicating this time to cleaning your den. Spending quality downtime in a clean, clutter-free space can help you better unwind and feel your coziest. This is the space where the family can hang out, you can host guests, or just enjoy on your own. It's the ultimate chill-out zone, and you deserve one that looks and feels amazing. As you wind down cleaning the den, clear away the items that you've used to clean, replace any furniture that's been moved, and put the final finishes on your space. All right, now stand back and observe what you've done. Smile, ear to ear, pat yourself on the back, let out a little spirited cheer, or do a quick dance. Whatever you need to do, you deserve to congratulate yourself and ride those feel-good vibes of your efforts. Your den looks noticeably better now, and it's all because of you. The den requires ongoing maintenance, or else things can get misplaced quickly and the space can look upside down in no time. Spend time establishing a den cleaning routine. Perhaps you build it into your after-dinner routine. Just a quick pickup, ideally before kids go to bed, if you've got them, and perhaps they can even help. You can see how this is done on page 259 and see how it works for you. The den requires a few one-off jobs to be done throughout the year, like cleaning speakers and consoles, upholstery and rugs, and organizing and cleaning games and books. Scheduling them in will be an important thing to do, so take time to do this, set it on autopilot, and don't think about it again. Look at your MIAs and also at your scheduling chart on page 274 and see what you want to include in your monthly, quarterly, and annual cleaning schedule. Scheduling and routines is the third step of the Maker method. What gets scheduled gets done. You've done it! I'm so proud of you that you've got through the den and made it look relax ready. Great work. Next up, we're going to the bathroom. Not together. We're going to clean it. Please share your journey with me by using hashtag KickstartCMS and tagging me on Instagram and Twitter using the handles @CleanMySpace and @MelissaMaker. Share your photos on Facebook or send an email to info@cleanmyspace.com. I'd love to know how this is helping you.